Dandavat pranam to you all. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurataze Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhakti Jim is reminding us of the Maha Mantra. Thank you very much. So welcome to just now to Bhakti Jim, to Dana. Let's see, where is Jim? Oh, Jim's upside down. Oh, okay. Oh, he's on his side. Okay, very good, Jim. You're in a living world, I can see. Very good. Jai Dana, Krishna Krishna. And Jivana is just about to arrive. So let us just wait a moment for Jivana to come. And where's Jivana? She's connecting to the audio. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. And while, yes, so just Jivana arriving with us. Jai Jivana Devidasi. And also Divya Shakti Devidasi has already arrived and she's with us on Facebook, as is Madhava, Michael Madhava. So Madhava, welcome to all of you with us. And to those who see us later on, oh, Sevarupa Devidasi, I believe, just arrived too. So very good. All right. So dear devotees, I think that the power of numbers, we should first of all come to Govinda Farm. And I think Jivana will be very proud of the new generation. She said, look, we've got a whole new generation from our country, America, USA. And they're coming on pilgrimage to India, to Thailand, to Gupta Govardhan, and to Govinda Farm. So I think we should first arrive at Govinda Farm, where we've got our Sweet Lake City devotees and Paramananda Prabhu as master of ceremonies on that side of the world. So back to basics. I first want to ask one question, and I hope the answer is not no. Did you all go down?
Yes, Maharaj.
Or I shouldn't ask the question, is it?
I know the question. And the answer is yes. Everyone.
Everyone what?
Everyone went this morning to our shala to see the sunrise, to sing Vibhavari Shisha, Samsara Davanalita Lokam, other prayers, and to listen to Prapanda Jivanamritam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And our Chaitanya Charitamrita reader was Ram Sundar Prabhu here.
Okay, so I am very happy to hear that. I was a little fearful you're going to say, no, we won't go down. So, because you can think even this morning, I mean, I expect you can think when you are, each of you, when you are 90 years old, you'll look back and you say, oh, we had a wonderful Mangalati one morning. Once upon a time when I was young, we went to a place called Govinda Farm, which is now flourishing. You won't believe how beautiful and simple it was in those days. And then we had our morning program at the right time in nature. Anyway, very beautiful. Gives you a little hint of how the Brahma Muhurta, everything, it is very much part of the nature's auspicious beginning of a day. So,
Maharaj, we were also a little sad because we were missing your company there.
ho ho, you had my company by thought, as you now know, even though I was asleep at the time.
It is, Maharaj.
The middle
It's
of
not
night.
the same, you know that. But here, we will ask Ram Sundar Prabhu to give reports.
Yes, please, Ramsan Prabhu, for everybody, please share something of this morning.
I mean, it was just great being with devotees and chanting Kirtan, and then reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. We read about where Rupa Goswami or Mahaprabhu is going to meet Rupa Goswami with Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar, and Mahaprabhu is indicating that this line is Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. So.
What else? Well, tell us about your experience here since you just arrived. Spend a week, a little bit more than a week in Thailand, in association with Goswami Maharaj, the devotees here.
Well, all the devotees are very sweet, and the temple is, stunning. And I had the good fortune to do some puja, so that was very nice. And then, of course, to be with Goswami Maharaj, I mean, it's like crest moment of my life, basically. So, what can I say,
And when I knocked at Maharaj's door, his response was a little bit, so something was not right about his voice. So after offering my dandavas, I said, Maharaj, what happened to you? Your voice sounds strange. Said, oh, that's because I've been talking to Ram Sundar for several hours every day. He said, but I'm very happy to do that because he is a fit recipient of what I have to say.
Jai.
And you Vinodini here? The third generation of devotees.
And explain why?
Why what?
Well, not why you're there. How is it you are the third generation of devotees?
Because my parents are devotees and their parents. Because my parents are devotees, and then their parents are both devotees.
Okay. So who are your parents and who are your grandparents?
Nyasi Maharaj, Sri Lanka, and Rangadevi and Chanananda.
And Sudarshan Raikishori?
Well, they're my parents, yeah.
Do we have to continue, Maharaj?
Okay.
Nyasi Maharaj, Shilekha Didi, Shyamananda Prabhu Rangadevi, Sudarshan Prabhu, Raikishori Didi. How long do you have to, how much do you need to prove that you're a third generation devotee?
Anyhow, Vinodini Didi, please share something which you found inspiring, something that you will remember when you feel, oh, I'm not making progress in my spiritual life. How will I feel give myself some boost? So tell me something which will help you from your recent pilgrimages. When you recall that, you think, oh yes, I have to pull myself together and be a good devotee.
Yeah, I feel like that right now already. Well, I guess right now me and Asha were reading Kṛṣṇa Jivanamritam, and it's what we were reading. The specific section was talking about how the more that you're wanting to give yourself to the Lord, then He's already, the way it's written is really sweet. Like He's already ready to cooperate and just waiting. So it's really helpful if we just try, like, do anything, then that means something.
Okay, no, very nice, very nice. Okay.
Your turn.
And hi, Divya Shakti. This one's a special hi. Hi.
Did,
Yeah.
yes, do speak a little loud, kindly.
This morning we were talking about like in basically like how the and I remember hearing somewhere that stuck with me that Pratishtha can run after us, and I've been thinking of that quite often, and running too. And then Paramananda said today, he brought that up today, and then he said that Gurudev said, so we run faster. We have to try to run faster. And I was like, okay, I was wondering what to do about that. Now I have to try to learn how to run faster. And afterwards, I was telling Vinodini how sometimes it feels really hopeless because we have all these things in us, or at least I do. And then she was like, but there is like, but still we can go on. So that's the miracle. And so I've been thinking of how she said that's the miracle of it. And I kind of brought this up to Goswami Maharaj, and he said, you know, like with our guardians, like we just, you know, we keep going, we don't give up. And I find that really hopeful with our specific line of gurus and the current coming through, is that you just want to keep going on. You don't want to stagnate too much, and you want to not give up. And I just find that so amazing and kind of revolutionary to just not give up. I don't know, with everybody in SES Mott, there's always this feeling of just don't give up and keep going on. So,
Jai.
Beautiful. Now, Krishna Priya. Of course.
Dhanavad Maharaj.
Dandavad.
She's the real leader of Govinda farm. We're all
Hare
just following her.
The humility of the Vaishnavas, always deflecting the credit. Yes, Krishna Priya.
Yeah, just feeling almost the, like, how to say it, the past time is back, Maharaj. Because the devotee now, they started traveling, and they feel like my routine service are coming back, and feel like missing so long time, Maharaj. And now it's kind of like, oh, the COVID is slow down, and now everybody welcome here, and like, how to say it, it's just cheerful, Maharaj. The energy is back now. It's Govinda farm now, it's kind of blossom. Even now in the summer, yes, it's very fresh. Feel very happy for all of them come here, like feel some activity, Maharaj, and refill what is missing many years. I'm very happy, Maharaj.
Okay, beautiful. The association of devotees, the association of the devotee family.
But we can never refill your presence, Maharaj, unless you come and refill it yourself.
Ho, ho, we are always there, we are meeting each other. And you see, like now, we are sitting together in that beautiful, beautiful, classic Thai farmhouse, which is now what? In fact, from the beginning, it's Krishna's house. Built for the devotees, by the devotees.
And we do have a special darshan. Ramasundar will take you to the real boss.
Right, this was my surprise amongst other surprises, that who is here? I was surprised to see maybe the day before yesterday when they arrived there. Look, Giriraj, 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 Jaya, Jaya, Giriraj. And a nice altar with the little umbrella on the top.
Yeah, and another nice altar too that he's now occupying. It's a nice little
Right.
cup.
Oh, that's that
flowers.
Thai wooden little altar thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Altar on an altar. Yep.
So yeah, that's been very great. Getting some nice offerings, some nice Goloka champak flowers. So
All right.
A very, very simple style offering, just like it described in Chaitanya Charitamrita when Mahaprabhu is giving Govardhan Shila to Raghunath Das Goswami, saying you offer some flowers, some Ganges water, and whatever you eat, you offer it to Giriraj first, and then you honor Prasadam. So really, that's what Ramasundar Das Brahmachari Prabhu is doing. Very simple, home-like, family-like worship, and a line of Mahaprabhu, line of Raghunath Das Goswami.
And this was Gurudev's consistent instruction, guidance to the devotees who were worshipping Giriraj, including for Giriraj here. Krishnakanta and Munindra Mohan, they told how Gurudev gave that instruction for the worship, just like that.
Anyhow, Maharaj, these are our news.
Okay.
So we're eager to hear more Krishna Katha from all the exalted Vaishnavas assembled.
Yes, well, perhaps today we should first come to Dibya Shakti, since they are almost like the children of Dibya Shakti, being from the Salt Lake City temple, and Dibya Shakti is in Salt Lake City. So, Mother Dibya Shakti, and seeing your children traveling the world in devotional mood, not like other teenagers would travel the world in, oh, let's see this, let's see that, let's see this, let's do this, let's do that. Instead, in devotional mood, what's it like to see your children grow up so well, Dibya Shakti? Microphone, please.
Can I also include myself into children's group?
You'll have to ask her. Dibya.
Offer my dandavats to you, Maharaj, and to you, Paramananda Prabhu, and you, Praneshwari Didi, and all the devotees present. And I offer you my humble obeisances. And actually, these kids, these younger devotees, they're actually my parents. They're teaching me. They're giving me inspiration. And actually, I'm following in their footsteps. And so that's how it is, because they're very much an inspiration to me and to all of us here in Salt Lake City. And I just say, just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm so glad that you all have such beautiful association with Krishna Priya, Didi and Paramananda Prabhu and Goswami Maharaj and Bhakti Lalita Didi and all those beautiful devotees there in Chiang Mai. You're so fortunate, and just, take it all in and just be focused. And I was thinking that maybe Goswami Maharaj said, put those cell phones away because I haven't heard from you in a little while. So I wrote you today, Ramasundar, and I was asking, tell me some news. But anyway, you're on the farm. I even asked today, have you been to the farm yet? So you're there now, and that's really beautiful. I've never been there, but I am just, I'm holding on to you guys, and you're my inspiration. So I'm praying that I could, move on and keep going on in my life, in my spiritual journey. And you guys are being a beautiful example, and you're just utilizing your life and your time, your valuable life in such a great way. You've got the highest association, Sadhu Sangha. This is wonderful. You couldn't ask for anything more. So, dandavats, and what more can I say? It's all about association. So, and you all know this. Carly, are you still Carly? How is my Carly? Can you hear me?
Carly actually had to go back to America like 3 days ago
She
to help
had
out
to-
with her family emergency. So she's not.
Oh.
Her name is still Carly for now, but she's back in New York now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. She had to go
But I'll
back.
tell her to see this video, and she'll be so happy to hear from you. She'll be so happy.
I was seeing Kṛṣṇa Priya in the distance, and I was like, "Is that Carly?"
Aw.
Yes. So anyway, you all just hang on in there. You're doing wonderful. Jai, you know the Didi. Jai. Ashapurna Didi. And Ram Sundar Prabhu. Paramananda Prabhu Dandavat.
So Paramananda, I think you've been adopted by Divya Shakti today. An
Oh
adopted
yes, that
son.
was really the first moment I met Divya Shakti, I kind of felt adopted automatically. Wanted or not wanted, you're kind of adopted by Divya Shakti right away. She has that motherly, all-embracing motherly nature, big heart, infinitely big heart.
Hare Krishna. All right, who would like to make a contribution? Jivana, she also, you see, your home, I can't say tribe, it doesn't sound good. Hey, why not? Tribe, we're the Vaishnava tribe. Also your home tribe, Jivana Didi. Some advice for them and us all.
Well, I'm going to say ditto to everything Divya Shakti said. I just love that Divya Shakti's here and that she gave such beautiful words of encouragement. And it is so very exciting to see the Salt Lake City contingency there with Paramananda Prabhu and Kṛṣṇa Priya. It's just wonderful to see that. And we know that all those devotees, and they've come to visit us several times in SoCal. And every time they leave, we cry. Because they are such super servitors and they have such a sweet, wonderful mood always. And they very much taking the Devotees Association from Salt Lake, Sri Lanka, and Nyasi Maharaj, and Divya Shakti, and Brajamohini, so many beautiful devotees there. It's just unbelievable. Just to mention all their names, and it just puts you in the spiritual world just like that. So I really like what Divya Shakti said. We keep going, and also I like what actually I don't know the name of that other devotee that's there that was sitting next to Kṛṣṇa Priya.
Ashapurna.
Is that Ashapurna? What? Oh my God, it's been a long time.
Come nearer the camera, because actually you look very small on my screen.
That's
I'm
Ashapurna.
very new, so actually I don't know you, but hi. Nice to meet you.
Okay, okay, very good, very good.
But the Ashapurna Junior.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Phew, not totally losing my mind. But I did like very much what you said about going on, this is Kali Yuga, and we've all heard so many things about Kali Yuga. It's not easy, it's full of bumps, and it's full of, thorns and stickers along the way, alligators, so many things. But if we stay with the devotees and keep going, then we're on the best path. And actually, it just reminds me, because we had Guru Dev's divine disappearance observance last week, and I was talking to Bimala. Most of you know Bimala Devi. She's been around for many, many years, and she's just a wonderful ocean of transcendental surrender. And she didn't get a chance to speak on that day because the program was long, and she just didn't get a chance to speak. So afterwards I said, well, Bimala, if you had gotten a chance to speak, what would you have said? And she had 3 things. So I just remember one of the things that she said that was very important that Guru Maharaj mentioned. And I know that, Gurudev mentioned, and I'm sure that Madhusudan Maharaj and Paramananda will remember this, when he talked about Alexander the Great, because Alexander the Great, he conquered so many countries and he created a huge empire. Guru Maharaj said, but Gurudev said that it's no longer here because though they conquered everything and got this huge empire, they were not able to maintain any type of humility, because it's the humility and tolerance and giving honor to others that keeps it together. So Bimala was saying like that, she wanted to bring up that point because that's what's so important for us in every single situation, that main teaching of Gurudev. And that's how we can keep the mission flowing so beautifully. And I've always feel like the devotees like yourselves are just, you know, exemplary in this regard and always reminding us, because, you know, the minute I walk out of this room, of course, I'm going to forget everything. So it's so good to be, I can't be reminded enough is how I feel. And that's why this back to basics class is so wonderful. And every time we hear it, something else improved and we get a little stronger. So that was what I was reminding me of, that these great conquerors and leaders in the past, they no longer have their kingdoms because they're not sustainable due to a lack of humility and tolerance and giving honor to others. So anyway, I'm just so excited to see you all. It's very beautiful.
And
And back to basics class.
very beautiful. And Jeevan, I just have to say, if only we hear today what you just told, quoting Srila Gurudev about Alexander the Great and other great conquerors and not having humility, that Gurudev will be so happy. And that if we can remember, because this is like one of those so many times, it's hundreds of times for sure. I mean, if not tens of hundreds, which I think comes into 1,000 plus. Anyway, thousands of times. In fact, it probably must be thousands of times if we add up 365 days, you know, and how the average of how many times Gurudev said. Gurudev, you can say at least 1,000 times, said about and explained about Chinadapi Sunichina. And this is one of those contexts, one of these examples, which again, like it's just fresh and so thought-provoking for us, for the importance of this humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. And this means we don't judge anybody else. Oh, they're not humble, they're not tolerant, they're losing their temper, they're doing this. No, it's okay, that's the test for everybody, but it's a test for me. And so not to see not those qualities in others. We don't know what they're going through. And if they don't have those qualities, we're not seeing that. And whatever part of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others, just like whatever percentage of Kṛṣṇa consciousness is in others, then we are seeing that part of the devotee. So similarly, especially with the devotees, whatever humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others, which everyone has heard, whatever percentage of that, we give honor to that in others. We don't know what's easy for us to tolerate, maybe the intolerable for somebody else. And that is what Gurudev says, we have to tolerate the intolerable. And then this example of Alexander the Great is one of these very like original ways, clear ways that Gurudev is waking us up to see the importance. And here we're speaking from Italy, where you've got all these preserved rocks from the ancient Roman civilization, who happened to conquer a lot of places too. But it's all just rocks, that's all that's left. And the memory, the attracting the tourist department side of it, it leaves out all the gory stuff and what kind of a hellish conquering civilization and the things which going on, the world repeats itself, taking over places, this, that, and the other, exploiting, and then the rise and fall. But humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, we must do that and stay together with those that we find our heart gives that tick mark that yes, we try in this association. So very good advice to all of you there in Govinda Farm and to us all. We're not only in Govinda Farm today. Don't get too proud. The fame chases after you. Don't run too far away. Don't get proud. But we're very happy to see your presence. And I can just say that those little clips, very short clips that Keshwananda Prabhu and yourself, with yourselves and yourselves are sharing with the world, it gives much life to us who are in the, the very Western world part. Okay, we're living in a temple, but this connection with the holy places, and the holy places includes Gupta Govardhan, as well as Vrindavan and Govardhan. It includes Gupta Govardhan. It includes Govinda Farm. It includes the places where there are the deities and the worship. And especially when we think that how much Gurudev appreciated and foresaw what will take place and gave direction what will take place in Thailand. So all this is very closely connected with Srila Guru. I mean, it is all fully connected, not only closely connected, fully connected with Srila Gurudev. And we are so happy. We are nourished by your presence in these places, and the little glimpses we get of your pilgrimages and travels, they give us nourishment. And very happy to hear when Ramasundar, we're kind of drifted into Goswami Maharaj's room when we hear that Goswami Maharaj is getting hoarse from speaking. I've got a complaint, I'm speaking too much. Who are you speaking to? Ramasundar. Oh, okay. Very good. So we kind of drift in the room and just wonder what's being said. And I think Ramasundar, we can bring back to you just now. Tell us something that you've heard from Goswami Maharaj. If he's getting hoarse speaking to you, he's expecting you're going to share at least a few sentences with others. And we happen to be others.
Actually, I asked Ram Sundar, are you recording it? I said, no, but I'm taking notes. But Ram Sundar has got a good memory, Maharaj, so I think he remembers.
Okay. We'll just shake him up a little bit. So Sam, see what comes to the top. Okay, that's one word.
Well, we've been talking about, different altars and stuff, and he's, talking about Salt Lake, and he's like, you can have a altar with just Mahaprabhu on it, but you can't have an altar with just Kṛṣṇa on it, I've been thinking about that a little bit.
Okay.
What else? Also, he's talking about how for Guru Maharaj, Mahaprabhu, and Radharani, that's everything. And he says that everything else is trash. And he's like, Guru Maharaj can say that, but we can only just, worship it and think like, oh, what does that mean? And I mean, personally, that's one of my favorite things I've heard Guru Maharaj say. And just like the fanaticism about Mahaprabhu just was one of my favorite things. So I've been thinking about that. It's very deep. It's for Guru Maharaj, that's everything,
So you are attracted to this, your heart is made soft by this, then we know also that you have been reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, because repeatedly Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, one who hears these leelas of Mahaprabhu, this leela particular, that leela particularly, etc., etc., then he says, then they must gain attraction and love for Gauranga Mahaprabhu, receive his mercy very soon. So there we are. If we read with faith, then we do become to appreciate who is Mahaprabhu. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
And Maharaj, something I have to add, but you may close your ears.
Okay, I'm going to turn off my loudspeaker.
Don't turn off my microphone.
Oh, no, that's better. I should turn off your microphone. Okay,
but anyhow, so Ram Sundar, he's doing service to Giriraj. So the first day he asked me, he's going to offer some food. He asked me, is there any tulsi growing on the property? And I thought for a second, oh yes. And really, it's so mystical. The tulsi grows only around the place where a certain Vaishnava spent a long time. I mean, living, doing his bhajan, preaching. Really, there is no other place on the farm but that area. And there is nothing you can do. It's just overgrown with tulsi, really. I mean, Ramsundar can confirm, Kṛṣṇa Priya can confirm. And they just keep sprouting just everywhere around that place. Really.
So I hope then you
mystical
explain that
influence.
coincidences do happen. Hare Krishna. Yes. And we have Dandimarj, it's Shripad Dandimarj, Dandavat to you. Saffron. Nice to see some more saffron on the screen. Ramasunda, saffron. Dandimarj, saffron. Very good. And we have Dandimarj with us. We have Chinmoy Prabhu with us. And actually, I wish to just to say first, rather than me, like ask somebody, you say something. Please, something that somebody would like to say. And perhaps, I mean, really our theme is the youngsters and using their life nicely on pilgrimage, real pilgrimage to the sadhus, seeing the holy places with the devotees, going to the holy places, the chastity to what is our Guru Vaga. Would some good soul like to say something, some words of encouragement for them and for us, or any reflection like we are reflecting? We're all in the room together. Please. Yes,
Dear Maharaj, dear Maharaj, dear Maharaj. Before they speak something so beautiful, I would like Jivana Didi to check the chat and read to us so we understand about Alexander the Great.
Here we have, I didn't check the chat at all. So, Praneshwari did his put. Yes, okay, very good.
Your microphone.
Your microphone is off, Jivana Didi. We cannot hear just your lips. I know somebody who can, but we cannot.
I was just saying that I'm just on a small cell phone and it's hard for me to see the whole chat.
Here.
Would you be maybe Praneshwari so kind to read it on my behalf?
We are going to ask Ramsundar to read it.
Ramsundar.
And you need to open the microphone too, Paramananda Prabhu.
Here we go, Maharaj. Give me a second. Go into chat. Here.
And Ramsundar Prabhu, I'm sure you've heard me or Paramananda and others say it before. Please, when you read, try to understand what you read, and then we will, because we are listeners, we're not reading, we're going to hear you. So you have to try to understand and transmit that.
Alrighty.
And if you don't understand something, reread it so that you read it in the way that, I've understood it. Yeah. Click, it should be like this. Okay. Okay.
All right. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj from Sri Guru's Grace, the chapter Instructing Spiritual Masters. Alexander the Great, form breaker. Sometimes the formal must be left aside. Once Alexander the Great was with his father, and they came upon a chariot with a thick knot tied in its rope. There was some inscription above the knot, and there it was written, "Whoever can untie this knot will be a great king in the future." The young Alexander asked his father, "What is this, Papa?" His father replied, "This knot has been firmly tied here, and there it is written that whoever can loosen it will be a great king in the future." Alexander said, "I shall do it." He took out his sword and cut the rope. Is it clear? The formality was not kept. A man stood by the side. He came out and said, "Yes, he will be a great king. It cannot be otherwise." The formality was left aside, the realistic view taken, and immediately Alexander cut the Gordan knot. It was a famous story. Sticking to formality, he would have been lost. This happened also in the case of Columbus. Someone challenged, "Can you make an egg stand on a nail?" Columbus pushed it in and a portion broke, and he stood it on the nail and said, "Yes, I've done so." This is practical knowledge.
Then we can add a PS. So Jivana can add a PS. Jivana, give us a PS. Postscript. Purport. Or not a purport, an addition. But, dot, fill in the missing words.
But
He didn't maintain his humility.
oh,
And
right.
hence,
At the end, right, after the years, it came to pass. He didn't have proper humility to maintain all of his conquering,
Jai.
right, all of his conquered properties,
Conqueringness.
conqueringness.
Hare Krishna. Jai. Yes, indeed. So for the distribution of the holy name, then so many things. We need to be practical to the present circumstances. Jai. So we did have a hand up, but I don't now see. Where's Priyanana? She disappeared. Oh no, she's here. She's camouflaged with the Russian wallpaper. There's something about Russian wallpaper. You can tell it anywhere. So Priyanana in front of the Russian wallpaper has something to say.
I just wanted to share some of my observations, how to say, subjective, if to speak about being young and so on. I think Krishna consciousness, as you know, like Krishna is Navayovana and his devotees, and they might have like a particle of his qualities too. And when you see devotees, I mean, they do not change much. Actually, I have a theory, like, I mean, maybe it's not working, but I have it. Like, at what age you join the Krishna consciousness, that kind of gonna be the age you like spend most of, like, your face will be of that age or some way. And actually, I see Bhakti Lalita and the devotees around. And of course, it's hard to notice any changes when you're like face to face. But actually, even if you see the photos from previous time, you notice that the devotees, they become even better. The eyes are brighter, there's more wisdom in them. And it's not like degrading. It becomes more and more better. Sorry for my English. And also, if to speak about like mindset, I don't know. I think if you are not taking into account some external things like, sorry to say, like temple management or something like this, but just Krishna consciousness, it's like the same sphere. You don't have this gap, generational gap, or like between sons and grandfathers. It's all the same, and you don't have any difficulties communicating to people because it's like Mahaprabhu, Krishna. It doesn't change, It's like, I mean, it's not all the same, but it's what keeps us together, and it's eternal. So I think it could be a good ad. Like, if you want to stay forever young, just join Krishna consciousness. Something like this.
Priyanana Devirasi, we all appreciate that. And I think we're all thinking what you're saying and giving, yes, it is so. Yes, it is so. Yes, it is so. With hundreds of examples of devotees that we know. Hare Krishna. And we don't notice anything on the outside. It is a fact. So you youngsters there in Govinda Farm, now some good news for you. You're going to be young forever. We say this also to Rasananda Prabhu from Sochi, because he joins many of the programs. But we have another Rasananda, who's an old Rasananda, but he's not old. But we say to Rasananda in Sochi, like to define them, that Navayovana, you will always be the young Rasananda. Hare Krishna, and he's happy with that. Yes, I'm happy with that. Hare Krishna. Yes, please, wonderful, and a very good meditation. And it is a fact. It's a fact. We're family when the family all come together. And yes, some etiquette, but it is not. That etiquette is not the overriding thing. It is, you see how Goswami Maharaj and Ramasunda, completely different, generations, physically speaking, but they can chat away for hours and hours at the same time. Okay, who would like to chat away for a few minutes, because our clock is ticking and we've got lots of devotees here. Leela Moy Prabhu joined us also. Bhagavan Prabhu joined us also. While we've all been chatting away, then, and Ekadashi slipped in quietly. Chintamani joined us. I did notice her driving her car before. Just by the fact she was driving, I knew it must be Chintamani. Yes, Ekadashi. Ekadashi without Davali.
Maharaj, actually,
Davali is nearby. I know. Don't worry. We don't run out into the cold, Ekadashi. We'll associate you with Davali happily.
Shripad Dandi Maharaj been dealing with lots of young generations recently. He is in Moldova right now, and it's a new land for our mad preachers. And really, there's so many young people who are interested. So maybe Maharaj can say a couple of words.
Right, please do, Maharaj, and please consider us all young. We feel a little youthfulness has come after hearing from Priyananda. We have some hope.
Dandavat, Maharaj. Dandavat Vaishnava. Yes, it's quite early here, 5 o'clock. And yeah. Moldova is a beautiful country. It is, and actually, fortune of Moldova that it is very poor. It's very poor country, but people are very, very nice. So sometimes we can consider actually lack of material opportunities, actually blessing from Lord. This famous verse, Yasyaha Manugrihnami, actually. And we heard from Srila Prabhupada yesterday that if you like Krishna, then he will give you everything. And if Krishna likes you, then he took away from you everything. So this die to live. So special mercy of Krishna is Krishna take away some material opportunities sometimes from his devotees to increase the ability for devotion. And, actually, we should not fear this. Actually, it's very good. Sometimes we maybe lose something, but instead Krishna gives us devotion, faith, and so many association with Vaishnavas. Actually, our real property and real treasure actually is Vaishnava association. And so, yes, it's very beautiful. So many people here, and actually they not have so much opportunity to live material life, but they are blessed because they have a lot of time. They can spend a lot of time this time discussing spiritual topics, and they are very interesting also in different spiritual ways, but in Krishna consciousness specifically. So I consider these people are very, very fortunate. And they are eager to hear about Gurudev, actually.
Right. Actually, for most of us, well, for most of me,
Sure.
but I think probably for lots of us, we don't know anything about Moldova. And you remind me a little bit about Abkhazia. Abkhazia, which also, when we say, oh, we're going to Abkhazia, we have a beautiful temple in Abkhazia, everyone's scratching their head and thinking, oh, Abkhazia, we don't know much about it. But Abkhazia, it is a poor country. They've been through war. They went through 2 wars, recently, or relatively recently. Time is passing by. But they're a poor country, but the people, they're so receptive, and they know, what is this, what is, I mean, they've got some direct experience about freedom in the material sense. So from the poor section, and the other thing is the country is super beautiful. So we're getting a little view inside Moldova, that it's a poor country, but with receptive souls. And wherever we are in the world, we must try to at least have the door open so that those who looking, that they know, oh, there's a door there. I know where we can go, or we found where we can go to hear something solid. Jai, thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, I just wanted to ask, are those people already devotees, or they are just those who are interested, or we still have some base there?
Both. Already devoted from ISKCON. Sometimes they are sincere seekers of truth. Yeah, they have no maybe Vaishnava identity yet. They interested in Shiva, Devi, etc. But still, they are hearing about Krishna and they like it. They like it. We have 3-4 friends here. Actually, very good people, very sincere people, and but very simple people. So, no problem for them to accept guru, to accept some discipline, and to chant mantras and prayers. No problem for them. Very good people, very, very young people. They are young and they are good, they are sincere. Then actually they remember you in years.
They remember?
Priyanana.
Oh.
I met
Priyanana when she was young, still younger.
Oh.
I met Priyanana when he swept floor in Gupta Govardhan first time.
Govinda, Govinda. Yes, dear devotees, a volunteer to share.
Haribo, Maharaj.
Haribol, Jim. Yes, good.
So this is interesting because I have a dear friend, Bhakta Reed, and he went to UC Santa Cruz. So he knows where SoCal is. And he actually took me to play Frisbee golf in a park up near SoCal, I think. But this was a long time ago. He recently moved into my community. So I went to see him. And it's like a trailer park. And the next door neighbor, he goes, "Oh, I think my next door neighbor knows you." And he recognized me. He said, "Hey, I came to a kirtan 20 years ago, and I'll never forget that food. What do you call that food again?" I said, "It's called prasadam." He said, "Yes, that is the greatest food I've ever had in my life." He says, "And I still chant Hare Krishna." And 20 years later. So I just thought that the power of Krishna consciousness, if it just a little drop enters someone's heart, you never know where it's going to go or who it's and what they'll do. And so it's very encouraging. And it was Chintamani and Jayadev who steered me into your group, Maharaj. And I just love the sweetness of the devotees who come here. Everybody is absolutely sweet and sincere and humble and joyful. And you have this marvelous sense of humor, and you're the real deal. So I just, whatever you're doing and whatever everyone else is doing, it's working. So it's a wonderful thing, and it's always uplifting and nourishing to come and say hello. So thank you so much, Haribol.
Jim, we appreciate so much, and appreciate reminding us too that whatever we do, we don't know the result. It is going around in the environment, and just like this, it's not necessarily the 20 meters that are around us, or if we're playing the mridanga and the kartals, 100 meters around us, that this is continuing. And now here we have Zoom and so many things, and people pop in and pop out, get to see also the recordings. We know some devotees are a little shy to join in, but they see the recordings later on. And so we're just sharing, just happily sharing. Actually, what are we sharing? Really, we're sharing Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, Srila Saraswati Thakur, Rupa Goswami, our beautiful quote that I think maybe we had, certainly we've quoted it recently, about opening the door of our heart, and then just behind the door we will find our Gurudev and all of our gurus, up to Rupa Goswami, waiting there with a spoon of nectar. And when we take that spoon of nectar, after taking that, we will never be able to fully glorify Guru after that. This is the presentation. This is the gift of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, our Guru section, the pure Guru section. And if you want, what is the weapon? I'll read you what is the weapon. Just give me a second, because I want to share weapon with you. Everybody can have this weapon. And we heard just before Jeevan saying about humility, tolerance, etc. And here, so I didn't exactly prepare this. Okay, here's one. Here's just, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe more than 5 words, all right. Love is his, this is Krishna, capital H. Love is Krishna's weapon. Sympathy, ownness, that we are owned by Krishna. Love is his weapon. So with those 4 words on, love is his weapon. And we did read, because we read from the books, we did read that Gurudev in Religion of the Heart, he made a good point that when we think about it, oh, it's the case, that so many avatars of Krishna, they had so many weapons, you know. Anyway, okay, we don't have to go into the details, but they had so many weapons. But Krishna, he had no weapon. He did, don't worry, all the very pacifist persons. He did kill a few people, but he did it all himself with his own hands. He didn't use any weapon to do so. So that I thought was interesting, that Krishna did everything, but Krishna's real weapon, there you see. Wow.
Right. We also hear from Govinda Maharaj that weapon is so powerful that even Krishna is defeated by love for Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. And we have wonderful, I mean, it's the wonderful masters. Please direct all of our current, our thought. Understand Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. Understand our masters. Understand Saraswati Thakur through them. Understand Gurudev and Guru Maharaj through the devotees who we have contact with. This is our joyful devotional life. And be with those we're happy to be with. And also online, we do have devotees on Facebook with us live, as well as those who meet us later. And Kṛṣṇa Kanti Didi is with us. Ananta Govinda Prabhu, tall Ananta Govinda Prabhu is with us. And Kate, Divya Shakti, she's with us here also. So two Divya Shakti in stereo. And Anukul Chandra Prabhu and Teresa Loret, maybe
Tapana Nandini, Mexico.
Jai, to each of you, I mean, our obeisances, and we have you with us in our today mainly we've been in Govinda Farm with the ever young devotees who are joining young and will be young forever. Just see. So I mean, very good to have each of you with us. I mean, and all of those, we haven't directly mentioned your name perhaps, but all are appreciated. Yes.
A special dandavats from Yuvati Didi.
Oh, okay. Yuvati Devidasi, there in Thailand. I assume she's still there in Thailand.
No.
I expect she's in Thailand. But
Maharaj.
the world is becoming more fluid again as far as travel, it seems. Bit by bit, the world is opening up. So,
Maharaj, before we go, we have a Kadashi on the screen next to you because we're waiting words from her.
oh, very good. I didn't know you were next to me here on the screen. I'm seeing the small squares. Ekadashi Devidasi, yes, please. Please excuse, I didn't notice.
Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats dear devotees. I can just say that so wonderful to be together and follow to this this guidance of our gurus and know to imitate, be follow. And yesterday we just mentioned this, that not to be imitate and be a good student and chant Hare Krishna and do what our guru says, and do it is not like imitate, do it with your hearts. So it is a little words from me. Thank you. Dandavat, Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Dandavat, big words. And you see the young generation growing up, and you are all brothers and sisters here with all of us, but here with the young family that have come to India and then come to Thailand. You see, I expect your mind is there with them and thinking, oh, I wish I could be there with them too. Hare Krishna. So you see, Ram Sundar and Adi, back to Vrinda there, Ram Sundar with the other devotees there. Please do share as much as you can. Don't be shy to share, because your experiences, as Jim pointed out just now, your experiences, when we say something and share something, it goes around and is there in people's hearts, and people may remember things that you are expressing now, even like 30 years, 40 years. I was remembering a class of a devotee from 40 years ago, or maybe 38 years ago, or 36. Anyway, I was remembering a class of a devotee from 36 years ago recently. We were in the temple here and reflecting on that. So some things, these things, they do stay with us, especially beautiful things like we heard today. Like a big reminder. We've not remembered it. I've not kind of remembered this for a while, and it's come back up about how Columbus and Alexander the Great, these great personalities, they couldn't maintain what they conquered, what they established, because they did not have humility and tolerance and giving honor to others. Just see another beautiful way to see that gem of Mahaprabhu's guidance.
Maharaj, and before we go, I missed the last part, words of Srila Guru Maharaj, of that excerpt of Alexander the Great. So please do read it in the chat. It's so, so amazingly beautiful.
In the chat. Okay, okay. Who? I'm reading it?
Yes, Maharaj, please.
Okay. So this is Guru Maharaj saying, so the real disciplic line provides practical knowledge in support of the divine love, which is coming down. Weapon, love. Okay. We must bow down our heads wherever we find support for that. We should not become formalists, but substantialists, not fashionists, not imitationists, but realistic thinkers. That should always be our temperament. Wonderful. Oh, what a wonderful way to end our little gathering. And I'm, before it disappears, I'm copying and pasting that and adding it to my little gems sticky note here. There we are, safe and sound. Because this is wonderful. We must really keep these things. And you know, when we have little excerpts like this, and we keep on remembering them, they have a lot of value. And then sometimes we come across something which we've pointed out and it's been very inspirational. And then we read it in the chapter, and it sometimes kind of blends in with the chapter. Like there's a river flowing and it's passing along. But these gems, when they come to the side of the river and we be able to, like a log passing by or something, we're being able to hold on to it and look at it a bit longer. Then, oh, so much is here. We are not fashionists. Just as well, sorry about my, I'm in Milan, the fashion capital of the world. But, okay, I know. All right, dear devotees, for me at least, we've run over time and we're here together happily. And what can I say? Let us keep our hour continuing until we meet next time. And we look forward to hearing more from everywhere. And I always want to hear something from Chinmoy Prabhu, because he's got pockets full of gems, and we know we are eager to hear those gems always. And
well, Maharaj, I had several of them, but
I know. And actually, I have a question for today, but I haven't had the, I have a question that I was asked, please, can you address this question today? So there are always things coming on, but we're so happy. We're a little rejuvenated or becoming juvenated for the first time, maybe, I do not know, with the young energy in our association today. So thank you, young ones, for keeping all of us going, and I hope that we help you keep going and you help us keep going. This is a mutual family. Jai Srila Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, founder and charger of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder and charge of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, and Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, for whom we are all infinitely grateful. The founder of Sri Chaitanya Math, the Gaudiya line, which is entirely our family. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga. All those gurus behind the door inside our heart, going all the way to Rupa Goswami. Shri Rupa Goswami ki jai. Our Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtan ki jai. All our present day Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda ki jai. And Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All of you good devotees ki jai. And including and not and Sripad Dandi Maharaj, including Sripad Dandi Maharaj ki jai. Got to be careful with the Vaishnavas. Please, and please don't take any offense in our attempt to glorify the devotees, the Lord, Bhakti Yoga, etc. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Time to go. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Remembering everything that took place today. Time to go.